Hey there, how are you? It's Becca. I hope you're having an absolutely fabulous day. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's quite sunny in the studio today, so I'm very excited, even though I think we're sitting at about minus 30 today in Alberta, Canada. Boo. But so there's sunshine. I'm really excited about that. So today, you know, the Christmas season is approaching, right? We've got a lot of craziness going on, but I think a lot of us in the holidays end up sitting quite a bit, whether it's at your family's or friend's house, or you're at dinners, or you're just lounging around. And so definitely I think the hips really deserve a little bit more attention in this practice today. So it's going to be happy hips for the holidays, and I'm hoping that you'll end up feeling a little bit freer and letting go of some stuff that maybe we're clinging on to over the holiday season. So let's come into a wide-kneed child's pose at the back of the mat. Your knees can be quite wide, and let the toes come together. Settle your hips down towards your heels. You can take a couple of moments here and just allow your hips to rock a little side to side, getting into them a little bit more. And then the chest can fall down towards the floor. Ooh, I got a nice little sun ray in my eye, which is good. As you start to lower down your face, maybe further down towards the floor. We'll just stay here for a couple of breaths and checking in with what's going on. So don't worry about it if your hips don't touch your heels. That's totally irrelevant. It's more about just finding a little bit of that opening and seeing how you feel. So let's just let the head rest down and find a connection with the earth and ground ourselves in this moment. It's important that we start our practice where we're a bit more quiet, a bit more introspective. Okay? So gently just kind of let the body soften forward. Your belly button will rise and fall with every inhale. And then when you're ready, we can slowly make our way, rolling our spine up into a tabletop position, hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. We'll take the right leg and left arm in opposite directions. And if you think I'm using the opposite hand as you, I am mirroring you. So you're going to have your right leg, left arm forward, okay? So that will all be moving in the same direction today. As you inhale, open up your heart a little bit further, and then just gently, let's do some heel taps. As you inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tap hand towards foot, okay? Inhale, lengthen out, and exhale, hand towards foot. So just watching that you're grounding down through your right hand, and then gently tap. Now, if you've got the accessibility, grab onto the foot, and just start to kick into your hand, lengthening up through the heart. Maybe the chin stays tucked in, but the gaze looks up towards the ceiling, kicking up a little bit further for 3, 2, and 1. With control, extension all the way forwards and back, and then gently hands flat down to the floor, knees touch the earth, keep your bum over top of your knees into puppy pose. Walking the hands forward, dropping the chest down towards the floor, maybe forehead moving down towards your mat. Just finding a little bit of opening in the shoulders, as well as sticking up through the sit bones just a little bit more, and then walking yourself all the way back upward. Let's tuck the toes under and send ourselves into our first downward dog of the day. As you extend up through the sit bones, dropping down through the heels, really ground down the index, the thumb, and your pinky finger into the floor. Externally rotating the upper arms, so we're broadening the upper back. Very important for breath control. And let your head hang in between your arms. Don't worry about pushing your head to the floor. That's not really full alignment. Trying to get the heels moving down, maybe wiggling out the hips, and just see where you go from here. Maybe steadying out the pose, whatever feels good. We're going to hold here for a couple breaths, just allowing the body to neutralize, strengthening out through the core, and then gently lowering down the knees on towards the earth. Good. Again, right leg will kick back behind you. Good. Open up through the hip joint and start to kick your toes over towards the left side. So really feel like your right knee is lifted, kicking over. If it's a little too much, you can keep your knee down. If you want to go further, let left toes go over to left side. Modified side plank, opening up through your top hand. And if you want to go further, reach back behind you and grab onto your foot. Opening up towards the right side, feeling the extension in through the heart and in through the front parts of the hips.
Good, one more big inhale, maybe gazing up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, kick that leg all the way out with control, and then lower the hand and the knee back down towards the floor. You can walk your hands forward if you need, tuck your toes back under, and shift your hips back into a downward facing dog. Letting your hips rock a little side to the side, heels moving down towards the floor. Core is super active and your hands are rooted in towards the earth. Let's gaze forward. We'll just take a walk or a step up to the top of the mat. We'll inhale, hands to shins or floor, half lift, and exhale, forward folding. You can grab onto your ankles. You can make this more vigorous by gently pulling down, or you can ragdoll, or you can go opposite hand to elbow. And just find some length in your spine. A little bit of breath with that. Inhaling, we kind of come up a little bit. And exhale, we might come down a little bit further. Then swan dive, using your back strength. Rise all the way up, palms to touch, and exhale, hands into the heart center. Nice. Inhale, rise it up. Exhale, let's bring the hands to the heart center. Reverse the prayer all the way down towards the floor. Inhale, half lift, lengthen out your spine. Hands can be on shins if that feels better for you. And exhale, just step it back, upper push-up position. Take your chest to the floor through chaturanga. Point your toes away, roll your shoulder heads back, little or full cobra. Tuck your toes under and send yourself into downward facing dog. Good, holding here for one more big breath in. Gently lowering your knees all the way down to the floor, and now we're in a tabletop position. So you can either point your toes away or tuck them under, whatever feels good for you. Okay, so let's take the right hand, left leg in opposite directions, pulling up through the belly, extending all the way forwards and back. Okay, inhale, lengthen this up, and exhale, let's take hand towards heel. Give a little tap. All right, inhale, lengthen it forward and back, and exhale. Inhale. This is the last time. As you exhale, hold on. If you just want to stay there, that's fine, right? Otherwise, kick into your hand, opening up your heart, maybe even lifting your gaze. But watch that it's not your chin that's leading. It is the eyes. The neck is neutral. Kick into the hand a little bit further. One more big inhale. And as you exhale, lengthen forward and back. And then lower your hand and knee down to the floor. You can either walk your hands forward or you can simply just tuck the toes under and send yourself into downward facing dog. Allowing your heels to move down towards the floor. Your core to pull in. Nice. Inhale, wave your spine forward, upper push-up position. Exhale, bring your chest right down in between your hands or move through chaturanga. Exhale down. Upward dog cobra, inhale, and exhale back into downward facing dog. Good, come on down to your knees. Walk your hands back a little bit if you need to, hands under shoulders, and let's go with the left leg. Kick it straight up behind you. Good, open up your hip. So watch that the elbows are not bending, right? Keep them nice and straight, and then kick the toes over towards the right side. Pivot out through your bottom foot if you want to go further, and surrender left hand up towards the ceiling. Maybe you hold it here, or you reach back behind you, grab onto your foot, and you'll kick into the hand, reaching your heart forward. You can look down if the neck's not feeling so great today. Look to the side, or look up towards the ceiling, everyone moving left. Opening up a little bit further, one more big inhale, and then gently extend arm up, leg out, and bring the hand and the knee down towards the floor. Tuck your toes under when you're ready, and send yourself into downward facing dog. Just finding a space where your dog feels good for yourself. Wave your spine forward, upper push-up position. Exhale through your flow. Keep those heels kicking back as you move it down through chaturanga or floor, upward dog cobra, and bring it back into downward facing dog. Right leg extends up towards the sky, three-limb dog. Gaze it forward and slowly pull your knee to your chest, step it up. Right foot to the top of the mat. Yeah? Okay, inhale, rise the arms up. Keep your core pulled in. So watching, we're not in a hanging posture, right? It's like rib cage draws in, breath can move in and out through the torso, arms rising up to the sky. Good, palms come all the way into prayer, and take your back leg into figure four squat. So here we go. Surrender, left leg all the way around, ankle on knee, and sit down. Yeah. So you might not want to sit down low in this pose depending what's going on with your hips, right? So maybe you want to stay up a little bit higher. Maybe this season you want to go down a little bit lower. If you want to take it just that extra step, left hand to the foot, take right hand all the way back behind you. Reach maybe to the inseam of your left inner thigh and wrap your heart around towards the right. Good, gently bring yourself to center. Hands come into prayer, warrior 3. So come up nice and straight, knee to chest. Take the leg right back in the air behind you, parallel to the floor. Open up your arms, inhale. As you exhale, arms stay straight, but the palms come to touch. Inhale, open up like you're trying to fly away, maybe to a warmer climate. Exhale, hands come down into a prayer. Inhale, open up. Good, and exhale, palms come all the way to touch. Good. Take your right fingertips to the outer edge of your right foot. Open up into Ardha Chandrasana if you're ready. If not, do not go there. Pulling in through the belly, rolling back your shoulders, lifting your gaze a little bit further. One more big inhale. And as you exhale, both hands come all the way down towards the floor and step it back. Upper push-up position as you rise your arms up to the sky. Good. Exhale, land your hands to the floor, step it back. Upper push-up, you can keep your right leg extended. Exhale through flow. Upward dog cobra, and back into your downward facing dog. Good, holding here for a couple breaths. Getting into the core, into the arms, so strong. Integrate your arms into their sockets so we're not hanging out in these postures. Yoga is very strong if we allow it to be. Fingertips rooted as you take that little gaze forward, and you can step it or you can take a hop up to the top of the mat, whatever feels good. Inhale, hands to shins or floor, whatever your option is. And exhale, forward fold. Come all the way up to standing. Swan dive it up, arms reach up nice and tall, and exhale, sit down into a chair. Inhale, rise your arms up, and exhale, forward fold, grabbing onto either your backs of those calves or your ankles. Inhale, hands to shins or floor. Exhale, forward fold. Swan dive up to standing, so using your core muscles, palms to touch, and exhale the hands into the heart center. One more time. Inhale, rise it up, and exhale, sit down into a chair. Inhale, rise it up, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Come up to standing, swan dive it all the way up. And hands come into the heart center. Good. Holding here, stabilizing, rooting down through your feet, lifting up through the crown of your head, rib cage drawn in, so we're not either sticking the bum back or tucking the tail down. It's sort of this very heavy, neutral leg feeling, yeah? With a lightness through the heart. Then inhale, rise your arms up. All right, exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana coming down. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, hands to floor, shins. Make your way into Chaturanga, upper push-up, hands plant down. You can choose to step and take a jump back. Upward dog cobra. And back into downward facing dog. Good, very nicely done. Again, right leg goes up towards the sky. Open it up into your hydrant. Open the hip up with the knee higher than your hip. And maybe you can roll down your right shoulder so that it's not lifted. Kick the toes over towards the left side and look under your left armpit and see if you can see your toes. Beautiful, nicely done. Good, look, gaze forward, moving this right into pigeon. So come forward, hovering pigeon, hold it out here. Pull up through your belly, lift up through your foot and knee and shin for 3, 2, and 1. Lower down your shin, your knee, and your foot to the floor. Everyone with me? Okay, let your knees slide back behind you if you like a little bit more. Just watching we're not hanging to one side or the other, finding neutrality through your hips and integrity as you sit down low, but keep the core pulled in. Hands on top of your knee and your ankle. So we're going to keep this a little bit more upright today. So maybe you find more depth. Maybe you need to squeeze your inner thighs a bit more together, right? It's totally up to you. Whew, that sun is hot. Okay. Finding a little bit of movement with the toes into the floor. Maybe taking those arms up towards the sky. Even though your ribcage might lift, there's still a feeling that there's no low back pain. So we're really allowing the core to stay pulled in, rising up the gaze. One more big inhale. And as you exhale, bring the arms around, plant them down. It's hovering pigeon again. Tuck your back toes under, shoulders over your wrists, and lift on up. Good. Send that leg all the way back to three-limb dog. Nicely done. Just gently hop your back foot in to the center of the mat. Good. A couple little jump switches as you pull your belly in, shoulders over top of wrist. You can simply just lower down right leg and extend up left. If you're working on a little bit of that prep for handstand, inhale up that right leg goes. Come on forward and switch in the air. Good. Go again. Good. Again. One more time. Good. Take both feet all the way to the back of the mat. Lower down your knees, point your toes away, and it's child's pose. Pull the belly in. Good. Roll your spine, coming all the way back up again. Nicely done. Let's walk the hands forward. Tuck the toes under, back into our downward facing dog. Lifting up through those hips. Nice. Left leg goes up towards the sky, three-limb dog. Gaze it forward and gently, if you need to, lift up your left fingertips to make this happen. Step up your left foot to the top of the mat. Gentle, slow, right? Inhale, rise your arms up to sky. Beautiful. Palms come all the way to touch. Core is drawn in. Take your back leg all the way into your figure four squat, all the way to the top of your thigh. And sit on down, right? So the knee's going to open, your hips will press back, core pulls in, shoulder blades back. Good. If you want to take this a little bit further, you can take your right hand to the foot, left hand either to back or hip, or you can start to spiral around where you can grab onto the inseam of your right leg. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of finding that balance, right? Nice. Sitting down as low as possible for your body. Maybe you're up a little higher today. One more big inhale. And as you exhale, bring it all the way back to center, hands in prayer. Work it out into your warrior three. So come up to standing, knee into chest. Take the leg in the air parallel. So watch that your bottom leg is not bent. Try to pull up the quad into the body. Be strong here and open up your arms. Inhale. As you exhale, arms stay straight, but touch your palms pretty much underneath your heart. Inhale, flare open. Exhale, palms to touch. Inhale, open up. And exhale, palms to touch, hold it out there. Left fingertips to the outer edge of your left foot, Ardha Chandrasana, or half crescent moon, opening up. Finding a little bit more stretch, a little bit more feeling through your hip flexors. Bottom leg definitely working here. One more big inhale. And as you exhale, slowly bring your hand all the way down towards the floor. Pull your belly in and step it all the way to the back of the mat. Inhale, rise your arms up to the sky. Nice. Exhale, hands come down to the floor. Step it back with an extended left leg if you like. Keep your core pulled in. Lower chaturanga. Upward dog cobra. And back into downward facing dog. Good. Holding it out here. Stabilizing through your palms and your fingertips. Kind of just checking in with what feels good for you in this moment. As you take that gaze forward, integrate through your arms. You can step it or take a jump up to the top of the mat, whatever feels good. Inhale, half lift, hands to your shins. And exhale, forward fold. Come all the way up to standing. Swan dive it up, palms to touch. Hands into the heart center. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Reverse the prayer all the way down towards the floor. Forward fold. Inhale, hands to earth or shins, half lift. Exhale, you can take it to chaturanga or upper push-up and then lower through your flow. Either way, grounding down through your palms, lift up. Upward dog cobra. And take it back into downward facing dog. Good. So slowly take your left leg up to the sky again. Open up through your hips into a hydrant pose, kicking your toes over towards the right side. Yeah, so look underneath your right armpit to see your toes on the left side. Keeping your back foot anchored as much as you can, then gaze forward and bring yourself into hovering pigeon. So slowly come forward. Holding it out here for 3, pulling up your core for 2, and for 1, lower down your shin, your knee, and your foot. Slide back your leg. Hands come onto your knee and your ankle. Pull your belly in and hold it here. Stretching hip flexor, stretching out through your hip joint, whatever feels good. Yeah, right? So this is your option. You can slide that back leg all the way in. Keep your hands down or work it out into whatever pigeon you prefer. All right. Maybe rising those arms up towards the ceiling. Good, taking your hands all the way down towards the floor. Let's move it back into your hovering pigeon. Toes tuck under. Walk your back knee in just enough, and then you can lift up your foot, your knee, your shin. Good, send it all the way back into your 3-limb dog. Leg goes up towards the sky. Good, and then lower down the foot towards the floor. Holding in downward dog here. Pulling it through the belly, making sure that everything is super open. And then lower your knees wide to the mat. Plant your toes to touch and settle yourself down into a wide-kneed child's pose. Good, as you roll your spine coming all the way back up again, we're moving into unsupported headstand with eagle legs. So if you're working on whatever inversion, you can move your mat up against a wall. That's totally fine. If you're feeling pretty confident and you want to have a little bit of fun today, you can kind of just go with the flow. You know, see how you do. If you fall over, you fall over. Just need to tuck in my shirt, as maybe some of you do as well. Okay, so hands come down to the floor. We'll move this from crow pose. Why not? Let's just do a little crow as well. We'll do some crow, we'll do some unsupported headstand, and then we'll take it, you know, into our eagle legs. We'll see what happens, yeah? Okay. Okay, so here we go. Don't have to do anything magnificent. Simply allow yourself to move. Pull up through the belly, fingertips ground down. Slowly use your core, let the head drop down towards the floor. That was not overly graceful. Pull the belly in. Find a space where it feels okay that you can start to lift up your feet towards the ceiling. Once you've got that, take your knees and bend them slightly. Good. Take your right leg over top, Take your right leg over top of your left. Maybe you wrap your calf, your toes around your calf, and hold it there. Bend your knees, point up your left toes up towards the sky, and stick your bum back. Getting a bit in the stretch, like you're standing. Not going to hold here too long. Then gently start to unwind. Keep the knees bent. Take your left leg over top of your right. Hold it there. Bend out through your knees. Stick your bum back just a little bit. Press harder into your fingertips. Then slowly start to unwind. Beautiful. Take your knees all the way down on the tops of your arms. Good. Pull yourself back. Let your toes come down to the floor. That deserves a child's pose. So knees together or knees apart, it's up to you. And settle yourself down. Ooh, feels good. Okay, roll your spine, coming all the way back up. Lovely. Inhale, rise your arms up. Let's do eagle arms on the right side. So your arm goes underneath. You can do backs of hands, shoulders, or palms. Lift up your elbows, drop your chin down, and feel like you're pushing your upper mid back towards the back of your mat. Good. One more big inhale. And as you exhale, release, rise your arms up. And then exhale, draw left arm underneath, lifting up the elbows, tucking through the chin, feeling your upper mid-back pressing towards the back of your mat. Good. Slowly inhale, rise those arms up towards the sky. Hands come down in towards the heart center. Wonderful. I think that was about 20 to 25 minutes of a short vinyasa that you can either just do on its own or simply insert into some of your own daily longer asana practices. Afterwards, please do a shavasana or meditation for yourself and focus a little bit more on calming the heart rate and the breath. From my heart to yours, happy holidays. Namaste.